Hi, I'm Ashley, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. And I'm super excited for today's vlog because I'm going to be reading one of my most anticipated books of the year that is by one of my favorite authors. And that is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. So this is a little holiday novella that takes place in the world of her Caraval series, which her Caraval series is one of my favorite YA fantasy series, so I'm super excited to be able to return to that world and to get to see again the characters that I love. So in addition to reading this book in this video, I'm also going to use this video as a way to get into the Christmas spirit. Because at the time of filming this video is December 10th, I have not decorated yet for Christmas. Work has just been too crazy and I haven't had any time recently to do that. And I also kind of haven't been in the mood. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of felt like Grinch lately. And that's partly because I work in retail, so I've been like surrounded by Christmas decorations since like September. And it's just like I associate Christmas with stress now because it's the most stressful time of year for me because of my job. But I really don't want to be a Grinch, and I want to find the magic of Christmas again, because Christmas used to be such a magical time when I was younger, when I was a child, and I want to feel that feeling again. And I have a feeling like reading this book is going to help me feel that way. And so in addition to reading this book, I'm also going to decorate for Christmas, put up my little Christmas tree, maybe do some baking. So I'm going to go start Spectacular, and I'll be back with my first thoughts once I've read a little bit of this. Hi, so it is many days later. It's now Saturday, December 21st, and so Christmas is only 4 days away, which is insane. And I actually just started reading Spectacular this morning because the other day, after I filmed the intro to this, I went and I cleaned and I took down my Halloween decorations, I put up my Christmas ones, but that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It literally took me to like 10 o'clock at night to finish doing everything. And so I never got the chance to start this. And then after that, the rest of my days have just been like really busy and hectic. And so today it was the first day I actually got to sit down and read this. And so this morning I read to page 112, chapter 10. And this version is the All Carry edition, in case you're wondering. I do have a video where I unbox and haul 5 different versions of this book. So if you want to see all those and the differences between each one, I will link that video down below. But anyways, so I am now about halfway through this. So far it has just been like a very quick, easy read because there are a lot of illustrations in here and the text is a good size and also the spacing. So far this has felt very reminiscent to like a kid's Christmas picture book. Like it feels like How the Grinch Stole Christmas or The Night Before Christmas and even a little bit like The Polar Express. And it has the same magic and wonder that a kid's Christmas picture book does. And I just love that because from the very first page you can feel that. And that's something that I have been trying to find this season. I've been trying to find that wonder and magic that I felt during Christmas time when I was a kid. And it's just very hard as an adult, especially if you work in retail, because this time of year just becomes very stressful and hectic, and so then you end up associating Christmas with stress and hecticness. But I feel like reading this book today has just like made me actually enjoy the Christmas holiday, and it's making me excited for Christmas again, which is exactly what I hoped it would do. So right from the very beginning of this book, you feel that sense of magic and wonder that is associated with the holiday season. But at the same time, it's also the same sense of magic and wonder that you associate with the Carnival world. So I just love these first lines of the prologue. It says, "The invitations arrive in boxes. They appear at the stroke of 12 noon, not midnight. It would be tragic for these invitations to get lost in the dark or stolen by the greedy stars." So right there, those 3 lines have Stephanie Garber's lyrical writing style written all over them. And just from those 3 lines, I already feel like I'm being pulled back into the world of Carnival. And so these invitations are invitations to a most splendid holiday spectacular little party that Scarlett is hosting at the palace on the Great Holiday Eve. So the Great Holiday is like this book's version of Christmas pretty much. And so Scarlett is putting on this grand ball, and Scarlett loves the Great Holiday. And I just love like the little illustration here of the invitation, and I love that it says, "And remember, it's not only just a holiday," which is a throwback to one of the most iconic lines in the Carnival series, which is, "Remember, it's only a game." And then chapter 1, which is titled Snow Globes and Granny's Cookies, continues the feeling of magic and wonder that you come to expect from the Carnival universe, but also that you associate with the holiday season. And after that, we go to chapter 1, and the story shifts focus to Donatella Atella. Donatella is having a crisis of sorts because she can't figure out what to get Legend for the Great Holiday. And he is not making her life easy because he has told her repetitively that he isn't a fan of the Great Holiday, that she doesn't have to get him anything. But of course she wants to get him something and show him like the meaning of the Great Holiday and how much she loves him. But she only has 2 days left before the Great Holiday, and so she doesn't believe that she has enough time to find him the perfect gift. And so she goes to her sister Scarlett, the Empress of Valenda, and asks her to change the date of the holiday. And Scarlett is appalled by Donatella's request. Tells her no way, she can't do that because everyone is looking forward to the Great Holiday. And instead she tells Donatella of this street called Garland Street where there is this toy shop that's known for having one-of-a-kind toys and presents. So she suggests that Donatella look there to find Legend a gift. So our story goes from there with Donatella heading off to Garland Street, and of course she is going to end up getting into some trouble and having an adventure. So now for my thoughts so far. So I am already loving this. I'm loving the holiday vibes of this and how they are meshing so well with the world of Caraval, and also Stephanie Garber's lyrical writing style works really well for this type of book as well. So like the combination of the holiday vibes, the whimsical writing style, and the illustrations are just making this such a magical read. Speaking of the illustrations, there are many illustrations in this book and they're all very delightful. One of my favorite illustrations so far is this one on page 20. It's just super cute. Also like that while we have all these holiday vibes going on, there's like also legitimately a story going on here. And there's already been some like mysterious things going on and a mystery of bits happening at the moment. And so I'm super invested in that as well and just trying to figure out what is going on. So those are all my thoughts at the moment. My next update will be with my final thoughts because I only have 100 pages left to read in this and it reads really fast. But before I finish this, I do want to make some Christmas cookies. So I made dough this morning for one of my favorite Christmas cookies. Those cookies are almond sugar cookies that I make in the shape of a heart, and I dye them green so they're kind of like the Grinch's heart. And they're one of my favorite Christmas cookie recipes to make during the holidays. So I'm gonna do that and then I will finish reading this. Hi, so it is the next day and I am back with some updates. So I did make my cookies yesterday. They're really good. I will link the recipe down below for those if you're interested. And the only thing that I do different from the recipe is that in the recipe you have the big heart and then you cut out the small heart, and then the recipe puts a Jolly Rancher in it, so it's like that stained glass kind of effect that happens. But I don't do that. Instead, I cut out the small heart and then I put sprinkles on it. And I just prefer that because while like using the Jolly Rancher makes the cookie look pretty, it doesn't taste the best. So I prefer using the sprinkles because I think it tastes better. But anyways, I also finished reading Spectacular yesterday as well, and I love this. I'm giving it 5 stars. Love this for what it is, which is just a delightful holiday-themed novella that takes place in one of my favorite fictional worlds, the world of Caraval. And this is definitely now one of my favorite holiday books. And I feel like a lot of holiday books can either be hit or miss for me, and I think that's because a lot of them are contemporary and I am more of a fantasy reader, so this is like right up my alley. And I would love if Arthur's made more holiday books that had like fantasy settings. And I loved how Stephanie Garber based The Great Holiday on Christmas, but it also has its own traditions and history that makes it unique to the world of Caraval. And one of my favorite examples of this is when the book talks about how people lock up their nutcrackers on the Great Holiday Eve, because it is believed that on Great Holiday Eve, when dreams escape, they escape into the nutcrackers and it brings the nutcrackers to life, and then the nutcrackers get into mischief and they unwrap presents and eat cookies. And I just love the whimsical and fairy tale vibes that that gives to the story. Overall, this story did feel very whimsical and very fairy tale-like, and in that way, it reminded me very much of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. And that being said, this book also had like a lot of twists and turns and moments where I was like, what's going on? And I was trying to figure stuff out, and in that way, it reminded me of the Caraval series. So I would say that if you haven't read these books at all, if you haven't read Caraval, I definitely wouldn't read this because you probably won't enjoy it. But if you have read Caraval and it wasn't your favorite, but you also read Once Upon a Broken Heart and you enjoyed it more, then I say you should give this a try because you might actually like this because of the whimsical atmosphere that it has that reminds me a lot of Once Upon a Broken Heart. And then at the end of this, when things are revealed, something is actually tied in from the 3rd Caraval book, which I thought that was very smart of Stephanie Garber, and I wonder if like she had that planned out this entire time or if it just like worked well for her purpose. But either way, I thought that was very clever and very well done. I also want to mention that 2 editions of these books do have bonus chapters in them. The Waterstone Special Edition has a bonus chapter, and the Barnes & Noble Special Edition has a bonus chapter, and I read both of them, and they're just cute little fluffy scenes. And I think I prefer the one in the Barnes & Noble Special Edition a little bit more. I feel like that one was cuter. So like I mentioned, I am giving this 5 stars. I loved it because I love the world of Caraval and the characters, and so it's not a surprise that I love this as well. And I definitely think that this helped me regain some of my Christmas spirit that has just been missing this holiday season, so I'm happy about that. And I would definitely recommend this if you are a fan of the Caraval series, or if you've read Caraval but you're more of a fan of Once Upon a Broken Heart, I would still recommend this because, as I mentioned, the whimsical vibes are strong in this, just like they are in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Let me know down below if you have read this, what you thought of it. I'm going to be trying to post this video on Christmas Eve as long as everything goes according to plan and I have time to edit this. Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates and happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!